Hello YouTube, welcome to my channel. Today is a good day to work on my Aton and put on the 2-axis gimbal. I've been wanting to do this for a while and I figure I'd do it now. I'm home alone, the wife is with the kids, and I said to myself it's a perfect time to do it. So you can see the Aton has been repaired from the last crash. The props were replaced, and I actually had to open the bottom part. There was a rock inside and some dirt because they rattled when I shook it, but now it's quiet because I removed it, and it's ready for some landing gears. You can see the landing gears are right here, so we're gonna put these landing gears on, and then we're gonna put on the 2-axis gimbal. We'll give it a go. Okay, so the next step is to put the legs on. And I came to the kitchen because it's more light, but the legs are pretty easy. There's directions that says front and rear, so pretty straightforward. Take the Aton, and I have the front legs, and they only go one way actually, so just make sure that you have the front for the front, and you just go like this. It goes right in there. It only goes one way, so there we go. So that's the front. And so, but it takes 2 screws to hold these legs, and the screws come included. So we have the torque wrench that came included and the screws, and these screws are magnetized, so that's good. And we'll just screw them on like so. I'll just torque that one in there, and we'll do the same to the other side. Like so, and we just torque it like that. So we'll just go like that, and then we'll take the back legs, and you have to make sure, you know, it says back or rear. Actually it says rear, and we just place them like this, so the legs look like this, the legs look like that. And it's the same procedure. You take the screw and you place them here and here, and you screw them, and that's the legs. Okay, so it's pretty simple. I'm just double checking to make sure everything's nice and tight on the legs with the torque wrench, and just tighten. It's just 4 screws, so, and that's it. So the legs look like that, and we're ready to put the gimbal. Alright, so it's time to unbox the gimbal, and I ordered this separately when I really should have ordered it together, but when I first ordered the Aton, I got the original, not the Plus, and then later on I decided to get the gimbal. And if you get the gimbal, it's better to order it in one unit, so you save money. But you can also get it separately. It costs a little extra that way, but that's how I did it. So this is how the gimbal looks. It's designed for a GoPro 3 or 4, and there's warnings here about if you put a GoPro, make sure you turn on the Wi-Fi, because it will interfere with the GPS and you'll have major problems. It can cause a crash. So that was ooh, I dropped it. That's the top part, and this is the gimbal. And we'll put it together. Alright, so we need to remove this rubber band. Warning. And this foam right here is actually to keep it stationary. Once you install the gimbal, you need to remove it, but for now we'll keep it like that. The wire, which plugs in inside the quad on the bottom, you should string it through here. So let's do that now. So I'm just going to take this wire right here and string it through here so we can plug it later. Alright, so this wire right here has to be plugged in the quad right here. So you see that plug right there? I don't know if you can see that. That plug is where you plug the wire. So you got to put the gimbal facing this way underneath the quad and plug in that wire. And it's built so it fits with no problem because it's designed for this quad. It's not a third party. It's Traxxas gimbal, so it fits perfectly like so. So here we go. Let's plug this in. Alright, so the first thing I think I'm going to do is plug in the wire. And it only goes one way, so it's keyed to go this way only. So we'll stick in the wire like so. And it goes in that way. And then we don't want this wire to get caught up with the grooves. And this is kind of like a weird setup how they have it, but you just don't want this wire to be in the way, and you don't want to break the wire, so carefully get it out of the way, and just connect it by sliding across, and it locks into place. So it's really in the front, it hangs more to the front, so we just put it towards the front and just slide backwards, and it should click. It should click into place. You have to hear that click, and once it clicks, it's installed. There's little grooves on this bottom part of the legs, and it kind of slides and hooks up and catches onto these little latches, and you have to kind of put it in the front of the quad and slide it until the teeth grabs the hooks. And as you're doing that, you'll hear a click. If you don't hear a click, it's not secure, so you just make sure it clicks into place. And then to release it, there's this tab here. You push that tab in and you push forward and it'll come out like so. So I'll show you. You push this tab in and you push forward and it'll come out. So that tab right there by the wire, you push it up and it comes out. So it's out again. So that's how you release it. That's how you disengage it. There's this little tab right here where my finger is pointing, and you push it up and release the gimbal. Again, these gimbals are being held by these little hooks. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There's 3 little hooks, and they get engaged by these little hooks on the leg. So again, I'm going to put it back by lining it up from the front. And you gotta make sure that wire is not in the way. You don't want to damage that wire. And you slide back. And it makes that click. And that's very important. You have to hear that click. If it doesn't click, it's not hooked up. and that's not good, because if you fly with this gimbal not fully hooked up, it will fall from the sky. So, and you know right away once it's clicked, and by moving it around, and this moves, which is supposed to move. This is the dampers. They move up and down, and that's absorbing the shocks. So that moves, but the base plate doesn't move. It's pretty solid in there. And then again, to release it is this tab, and it comes out. All right, so I don't have a GoPro. This normally uses a GoPro. It's designed for a GoPro 3 or 4. So I don't have a GoPro. I have a Xiaomi camera and an SJ4000, which doesn't fit on this. But I'm going to use a Runcam. I'm going to use a little Velcro, and I'm going to stick it over here. And I already have Velcro on the bottom of my Runcam, so I just got to use this part and put it over here, and hopefully that will work. All right, so the Velcro, I put it on the bottom of the gimbal, and I have the Runcam, so I'm going to put it on the gimbal, like so. Okay, so I just got done putting some rubber bands to reinforce it, and this is how it looks. I didn't want to cover this button, because this button is your set button. When you hold that button, it changes the tilt of the gimbal. For now, I'm leaving it like this because it's leveled, but if you want, with the set button, you can actually lower and angle it downward or upward, whatever you want, but I'll leave it like that. But I didn't want to cover it, and the other rubber band is thinner, so it won't cover the buttons for record and turn on and off. So, and it's very tight. These are small rubber bands. I have Velcro on it and small rubber bands, and it's very firm. So now we're going to turn on the quad and let it initialize and see how it goes. All right, so we need to turn on the transmitter first. So let's put the batteries in the transmitter, and I'll do that right now. And then we'll power up the quad and watch it initialize. This will be the maiden time I've done this. I never put a 2-axis gimbal on this quad, so it'll be the very first time I'll turn on with a 2-axis gimbal. And but before you do that, you should never turn on the 2-axis gimbal with the guard. It comes with this guard, so you have to remove it. This guard right here has to be taken out, and you need to not throw this out, because this could be reused for storage and transportation. So I'll put the battery in, and we'll start the quad. All right, turn on the transmitter, put in the battery in the quad. I hope this thing initializes, but we'll see. It's really meant for a GoPro. We'll give this a shot. I'm not liking the way it looks right now. Let's see what happens. Alright, so it looks like the Runcam is way too light for this gimbal to adjust. And it wouldn't initialize, it wouldn't center itself. So what we're going to do now is try the Xiaomi camera. Now the Xiaomi camera does not fit with the case that it came with because it's designed for GoPro, so it just doesn't fit. So I'm gonna just use some Velcro on the bottom on the Xiaomi, and on the bottom of the Xiaomi I use some Velcro, and then I'll attach it with rubber bands, like so. Alright, so I got the Xiaomi ready, and I put the Velcro on the bottom of the Xiaomi. I'm going to put it on the gimbal and attach it like so. Alright, so I'm going to turn on the transmitter, and I put on the Xiaomi with the Velcro on the bottom. So the bottom over here has Velcro, and then I attached tight rubber bands around it. So this should work because it's a little bit heavier than the Runcam, and it should initialize. So we're gonna go to the back of the quad and put in the batteries, like so. Put in the batteries. Now we're waiting for it to initialize, and the light should turn green when it's done. Right now it's red in the bottom. That light right here should turn green. Oh wait, yep, it turned green. So the Runcam for me did not work, unfortunately, because the Runcam is RF shielded. But this works, and I'll tilt it. You can see stabilizing forward, backwards. So the two axis gimbal is working and stabilizing it. And that's it. So I guess that's what I will use for now until I get the GoPro. It's unfortunate that this is only designed for GoPro 3 and 4, but it looks like a lot of gimbals these days are made for GoPros only, which is kind of sad because there's other cameras out there that can do the same for a lot cheaper. The Xiaomi is a very good camera, and it's a lot cheaper than the GoPro, but I will give this a test. As long as I don't flip the quad, it should be fine. Film mode, definitely fine. Sport mode, it should be fine. I'll give it a test on sport mode. I won't do this on expert mode, but film and sport mode, and definitely no flips. It should be fine. It's pretty snugged in there, and it seems to be holding, which is nice. We can adjust it with this button over here. All right. And that kind of adjusts it. Good. Awesome. All right. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe or share. And I'll see you soon. Bye.